Hello, Korbelz back here with you for another development live stream of open source projects. We're hosted on Github and it looks like we are live and everything. Let me test out chat real quick. Oh, chat is working. That is awesome. So I decided to do another stream because I had like 3 of these Leffe beers from Belgium in honor of Mr. Thomas left over. So I decided to not let them sit in the fridge for a week till next week's live stream. And I'll just drink them tonight and we'll goof around a little bit. We don't actually have anything specific to work on, but these are the actual fun nights. Oh, and I just put a video out on my YouTube channel about how to get highlighting in VS Code. We're actually using a new highlighter. You can't really tell the difference because it's pretty standard, but it's awesome nonetheless. So we got VS Code open. Let's go to GitHub. Also today I put out, actually we'll review this on stream, over on the Road to Warlords 4. Korbelz.github.io. Oh, interesting. There's not a page there yet. Korbelz. Sorted by. I'll pull this up and. Okay, I literally just found an error in the. Okay, here is our January blog post for the Road to Warlords 4 stuff. And quick summary of it is so when I stream over on Twitch, I only work on like Reforger and Arma 4 stuff. So when we stream here on YouTube, we work on open source Arma 3 things. And so during our stream, we made our very first mod. Here's a little clip of it in action. So this is not quite the 911, since the only weapon in the base, handgun in the base game is the M9, but here is a M9 Gatling gun style. Oh no, I knocked it down on the first shot. This is awesome. So yeah, I'd say one of the viewers over there wanted a 911 that fired Gatling gun style, so I used the M9 model since I didn't have a 911 model, and that was that. But that was my first Fusion mod. And down here in this section, the Road to Warlords 4 news, so as I was working with Infusion Engine, I realized that I kind of have to make a choice, like which way we want to go. So there's 2 primary paths I lay out. I custom code everything myself, which in the long term, that would be like the best way to learn. But it's going to be a lot slower. And the other option is I use Scenario Framework, which is built by BI. It's kind of a pseudo Eden-ish. Like it's not like Eden Editor, but they're trying to like simplify the workbench tools, just slightly using Scenario Framework, so people can make basic missions and stuff. Problem is, I'll probably within a couple months, like hit the limits of what Scenario Framework can do, just because BI has limited resources for development of something like that. So I know eventually I would hit a roadblock using that. So kind of what I decided to do, I think I'm gonna do both, is the thing. So for our first mission, which is crawl, so it's just learning the very basics, and we also finalized our feature set here. If you're going over this, it's nothing really interesting on the feature set. It's just sector and trigger setup, knowledge of the player in the sector, warning the players for being in the sector, and a UI showing like cat progress and stuff. Leaderboard UI display. And the big thing about the UI display is I'll be implementing, I designed a behavioral AI algorithm using like a 1.5 IQR, which is just a stat term for outliers. So everybody's score goes into the leaderboard scoreboard that'd be publicly visible, but the publicly visible part will be filtered, so it won't just be a raw scoreboard. And that's just behavioral AI to encourage people to, like if someone finds an exploit or something, you know, you see it all the time in multiplayer games, or particularly Warlords, like a couple good players just absolutely run their score up versus everybody else, and they essentially wouldn't be visible on the scoreboard. Therefore, they kind of lose a bit of the, you know, public accolades of like using an exploit to run their score up. Not even exploit, just non-competitive behavior is what I call it. And if they want people to see their score, the end behavioral goal here is if they want people to see their score and see how good they are, they need to share their tactics instead of just running a huge score up and nobody else can compete with them. You know, they share the tactics with other people, and then the average score of the player base goes up. Therefore, they're no longer a statistical outlier, and then people can see their score. So it's a whole thought process behind it. It's actually a really easy algorithm to implement. You know, obviously I wrote it myself. It's but yeah, I just got the idea while taking a stats class, I think last year. I was like, you know, this would be really good for Warlords. And also we're gonna try from like the base get-go to export things as at least JSON, so I can do web reporting or analytics on the stuff. Spawn menu, just a basic loadout item control. Welcome screen, just to explain to players what to do and do some web link backs. Chat and radio comms. This is a feature that may end up getting cut just because I don't know how much, but it's having some basic logging of chat in some format that I can export and run analytics on and filtering stuff on is going to be kind of important. So I want to try to build that into the Warlords framework for Arma 4 from the start. Anti-cheat things, again, this is stuff I want to actually build in from the start. Initially it's going to be super simple, like checking position info, time series position info, and checking scoring info, again, like time series scoring info. Tech behind this is going to be super simple, but what I actually want to do is I'm not going to save the information unless there's an anomalous information, like the standard you should be, you know, a player could be moving at, you know, I don't know, I guess I'm just really fast, 10 meters a second, but it's, you know, that kind of thing. It's like, okay, if you're on foot, you shouldn't be moving more than this. If you're moving more than that distance over this time, you know, time series of data, you know, I log that. You know, if I see somebody on foot moving, you know, at 30 meters per second between two timestamps, so I disregard all the other info and save that particular info just so I can analyze, try to figure out what they're doing. And same thing for scoring. I'll set up some like baseline scoring data, and then I can just export only the anomalies. And lastly, I want to see, so I want to have a little bit of like rare Easter egg stuff. Like, say you're like, I don't know, like in a back alleyway inside some random town or something, like having a little poster on the wall that says, "Hey, self promo." I don't want it to be like big in your face stuff. I want it to be Easter egg style. Like, say someone's walking through the forest, there's little forest signs now in the game. Swapping out a couple of the forest signs for a little promo, Korbelz promo. So if someone's kind of like off the beaten path, you know, really exploring the game mode, you know, they'll find this stuff, but I don't want it to be like huge in your face, like obnoxious. And I also kind of want to, this may be like a very lofty goal, but so there's like Twitch APIs that can show when I'm live, and I don't know if it'd be possible to do it on a Forger, but create some kind of webhook where, you know, every, I don't know, 15 minutes or something, it checks a webhook or something simple like that. Be like, hey, is Korbelz live? Okay, yeah, Korbelz is live. And then if that is true, then I don't know, I put up a little road sign, billboard or something up in the game being like, hey, check this guy out. But it would only be when if I'm going to do something in your face, it's only going to be like if I'm live. Otherwise, I want to keep it all like Easter egg for the exploring type players. Walk, it's the second stage, so that's all like the first mission. Pretty encapsulated. The big thing for the walk mission is I want to the sectors. So we're going to get sectors working on crawl, and then I want to modify them so they're easy to place and set up in the editor. And if we're using scenario framework, this may involve ease of placement, may involve just making tutorials for it. Things like size, value adjustment, shape adjustments, pretty much all the things we have in editor right now. I would like to come up with a workflow for other people to modify the mission. Currency, this kind of goes back to the just adding more systems in. We just award and track, so we're going to make a play to award players like points with the original sectors, but then we're going to add on currencies. And then with the currencies, we'll also build out a store menu UI where you can select vehicles. And then obviously, since we can buy the vehicles, we have to write a system to spawn them in and parachute them in, which the parachuting in is going to be actually probably pretty interesting, since I want it to work like Warlords. And there's anti-cheat along with this. So right now my current plan is for the like basic anti-cheat is basically just set a variable with the vehicle. Be like, hey, this was a legit spawn vehicle, you know, legit spawn equal true or something silly like that. So that way when people will cheat, guaranteed. But when a cheater spawns a vehicle in, unless he actually has that additional flag on the vehicle, then I can just, you know, once a minute or something, I can clear the map of illegal vehicles. I also want to add the repair and rearm system. This stuff is kind of already in the game, I think. When I wrote this, I don't think refueling and stuff was in the game. But it is now, so I mean, it would probably be really easy. And we also have to build a garbage collector. But again, I think when I wrote this, the garbage collector wasn't working in Reforger. I think the garbage collector works now, so. Adding some transport side missions. This is kind of the core of what walk is, just running around transporting things and capping sectors. Sector voting and selection. Earlier, so in crawl, your sector is just going to get assigned to you to make it easy. Walk, we're going to add selecting, so you can go pick where you want to do stuff. And along with that, all the voting and stuff that goes along with it. And one big thing I want to add with the sector selection is, again, it's output, JSON output for web reporting. I want to build the sector system in a way that I can easily just kick it out, every 10 or 15 minutes or something, and have somebody or myself put it on a website that displays, hey, these are the sectors who are the current owner. I mean, it's going to be really easy. It's just going to be, sector number, ownership value 012, for whatever team owns it. So the formatting out is super easy. The data rate's going to be super small. Oh, it has to have the lat long position too, because I need the XY in order to plot it on a little screen. But yeah, other than that, it's going to be super easy. This is just the anti-cheat. I'm just repeating myself here. So removing VIX without the backend store tag. And then log who is driver pilot. And then temp banning people that keep popping up. Having an automatic temp bans for people that are repeatedly popping up with as a driver pilot of vehicles that don't have the anti-cheat tag on them. And down here I got, it's more self-promo, but it's like right now it's like way up in the air, like what I'm actually going to do. I was thinking like it would be neat to, if someone turns the radio on, like from, the old Grand Theft Auto days. And also there was this is really old Xbox game. It was one of the original Xbox games. I think it was called Project Gotham Racing. You had a like in-game radio and they would play ads and stuff like between songs, like not obnoxious long ads, but just a little tiny 15-second plug or 10 or 15-second plug, and limited it, I don't know, to like once an hour or twice an hour or something, because again I don't want any of the promo stuff to be in your face. And I was thinking about adding on the side missions I was telling you about, because you're going to be picking up and dropping off NPCs on the side missions, adding some like super rare chance, be like, hey, if I get the Twitch API working and I'm live on Twitch, when you go do a side mission, like having one of the AI just be like, hey yo, you want to go watch Korbelz? Something silly like that. But again, those features, if I'm gonna cut stuff, this is gonna be the first stuff that gets cut. If I can't make it not obnoxious, and if I don't get the Twitch API thing working, which I highly doubt I'm gonna get working, but goal is not to have it be obnoxious. But if people are really into the mission or something or play it a lot, they'll be like, oh hey, I saw this thing. So, but let's go back to Arma 3 work, since I just spent a ton of time babbling about that. We really don't have any big, like huge goals today, but somebody today in the Warlords Sim Vets Discord, yes, that was the Discord, asked if green could be in the mission, and we're just going to go test it out real quick. So in the original Warlords Redux, before it got refactored, there was an array of sides. It was, 0 was west, 1 was east, and 2 was resistance, which is the green 4 guys. I think all that stuff got factored out of the mission, which is a kind of a bummer, because that's how because back in the day I originally had green 4 as a playable unit just as a test, and it actually kind of worked, but it was because everything was, the old system was a lot more flexible than I think the current system is. And I do not plan on completely refactoring this worsen vet's code tonight to make this work. So what we're gonna do for this test, I'm literally just gonna plonk down a green for guy, which will auto-populate the spawn in menu as a green for dude. And then we're gonna spawn in and watch the game crash, because I think that's what's gonna happen. Okay, so we're gonna go green 4. I think Grenadier is what they're using as their base. So I'm just gonna plonk him down here. Okay, I think this will work. So let's save it and start the mission up and see what happens. It should boot up. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, a screenshot. And then we expect it to crash right here, if it even boots up at all. Okay, up. Whereas area, your unit is not a Warlords competitor. Okay, that makes sense. And since I'm not a Warlords competitor, none of the initialization scripts run. So, yeah, I'm not a man. No Warlords for me. Okay, so just like out of curiosity, we're gonna do search Warlords. Okay, Warlords error, your unit is not a Warlords competitor. So this is the error we got. So what we need is competing sides here. Looks like they may have saved the, so this used to be the array. Warlords competing sides. So it basically tells the game what two sides are competing with each other. There we go. Where's competing side? They did keep the array. This is good. Okay. Just for lulz. Let's see what happens. So I've now changed the competing array. I thought they had got rid of this. This is awesome. It's still in there. But yeah, let's find out what happens. Let's do a quick reload. So that is how I changed it back in the day when I did my little troll test. Oh, yep, there we go. Holy moly, it's causing so many errors. Like, oh, stop that. Okay. Let's revert that change real quick. Completely broke everything. Okay. So, not quite as flexible as the original Warlords Redux was, but you could probably go through and make this work. So what happens if we add it as a third side? This is probably going to break things even more, but I always kind of wondered what would happen. Let's make sure we save that so I don't... Okay.
Warlords protocol initialized.
And it's throwing out bajillions of errors, so let's stop this before it Okay, so let's... Save that. Let's go here. Edit. Undo. Okay, cool. We're back to a safe state. And I need to go find my... Do it this way. Desktop. Arma 3 screenshots. Oh god, I have so many screenshots. Just typing out a message in the dev chat. Because otherwise I'm literally going to forget all this in 10 minutes, so I'll document it now. Alright, so that little test is done and results posted. So what should we go do? Let's jump on. Actually, let's jump on the open Warlords server real quick. I want to see which missions have working dynamic markers and which don't. And we'll go work on the dynamic marker system for that, because I think what I did, I think I got the dynamic marker system working like in the base open Warlords, but I never like propagated the new system out to all the other missions. If you haven't seen it, this is, yeah, you can select all, you got 6 different maps and you got 5 different missions for a total of 30 possible missions. But I'll give you a hint, like only Korb, which is Redux, Open Warlords Reduxed, Miller and Maverick are being actively developed right now. Warlords Redux 0.57. This is the original Warlords Redux by Jezero. Completely, utterly broken. But I keep it on here just as like a historical artifact kind of thing. So go check this. Remind me, I gotta get my dedicated server back up and running. I was literally looking at the exec file today just to double check it was out of date. It was definitely out of date, so.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector.
Okay, so whoop. Okay, that is correct Discord, and that is the correct GitHub. Hang on, posting a link for somebody real quick. Okay. Apologies for that. Okay, so I gotta figure out how to So there is a command on here. I think it's missions. Wait, I need to be admin. Player. Admin. Okay, I'm admin. And I need to type missions. Okay, so we reset that. Okay, so we're back at the voting screen. Okay, so we just tested out Atlas, so let's go test this one. See if it... doo-doo-doo.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector. Select sector. Okay, so... Okay, it looks like that's working. Okay. So I think maybe all I have to do... Let's go check Maverick real quick. I really want to get rid of this pulsing, man. It completely murders. So about, I think last update, or... They changed something about the way the map renders, and that pulsing effect completely kills your FPS. I have 60 right now, but if I open up the map, there was a way I could get the map. Actually, I got the Steam overlay, so I got 60 FPS here. When I open up the map, boom, I drop down to 30 FPS because these map markers. Awful. Absolutely awful. I got a nice PC too. I would kill people on low-end PCs. Oh, no, no, no. I actually need to be in the mission. I think I need to be in the mission to check Maverick real quick.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector.
So I need to be admin.
Select sector.
And as soon as you get rid of this pulsing effect, like my FPS is probably going to go right back up.
Sector selected.
Nope. Still shit FPS in the map. It's close to 50, but still, it's awful FPS. So we need to type missions. Okay, cool. This is all correct too. Awesome. Okay, as a final test, let's... So what was the code I was going to work on tonight?
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector.
Let's actually just vote for a sector.
Select sector.
People have something to play with. Yeah, that update, last update, completely murdered the map performance. Map performance was never good, but I had done something to improve the map performance before. This silly pulsating.
Sector selected.
Something on that latest update completely murdered the map performance. And to be honest, the map update code was probably due a rewrite. It's really, really old code. So I think maybe it was the back-end logging that I meant to be doing tonight. Let's go over to this, and we're going to open folder. Go to Redux here. Our license, which we did last time. So whenever we do push a new update, I can have a made dynamic markers easier to read. So we're going to do this by adjusting the alpha. And I think it's in the init. Yeah, here we go. Init sectors. I think. Maybe I put it in description exe. Nope. Not gonna lie, I have. Oh, here we go. Yep, in the init. I could have just searched dynamic map marker. I should break this out into its own script, you know, to be in line with the single responsibility principle, but yeah, we're not about that life. Change the alpha to 50. Boom. Server. Cool. And we got to go through and do this for all the missions real quick. So increased alpha on map markers. And then I need to go document this. The files, so we got Corb. Get server. And we're gonna go Redux ME. I think it's probably the same file. We're just gonna yellow this. Redux nav init server. Okay, so let's go do the other missions super fast. Production line style. Oh, it's already open. Perfect. Discard that change. And down here to Real Edition, same thing. Well, I had to bet the same file is probably still open. It is. Oh no, I have to do this per marker. Oh, it's 3 markers. Dang. Okay, that's fine. We'll have to go back to those other 2 missions real quick and fix that. Do like how VS Code keeps the same workspace open whenever you swap between folders. Makes doing all the silly stuff that I do here extremely easy. Some good jams on Chill Hop Radio tonight. kind of makes me not want to talk just because the music is got the right vibe to it. I should update this. Re-baseline this here. Name this. Re-baseline, based patch notes. Let's go do that for Miller as well. I have some crazy some monster patch notes on Miller Edition. I spent so long working on this mission. Rebase patch notes. Boom. There we go. Okay, so now let's actually have some fun. Let's figure out where, so it's populate sector. Yeah, here we go. Again, this part of the script should be like, oh wait, what am I, okay, so make a logging system here. So I already have like basic logging going on here, and let me explain what's going on here. Oh no. Okay, so what I have is a system chat, which is actually not going out to anybody. Unless you're an admin. I think. No, I think this is actually going out. That's why I added this extra thing. Okay. So, but this is the part that we want to improve on. So this dialogue format, I want to like massively expand this. Section is to help admins. Is to help admins see which map mission is being played the console. So that's why I originally put this in, because I wanted, because when I'm looking at the console logs, it is super difficult to figure out. But I figured when I added, so this is like 50% of what I need. The current mission is yada yada on server 2, but I want to add a bunch more stuff to this. So we're going to so current player list is, and I'm going to write a quick little, so we need to look up all players. But we need to add map to this as well. World name. That's what we need to do. World name. Actually, let's do this right now while I'm thinking about it. Boom. There we go. Okay. Because that was the missing piece that I needed. We also need to add another here. So this is going to be player list, all players. We're just going to type this out. Var equals all players. Var players equals all players. It looks like that's actually a command. Vars FPS equals server FPS. And I want the server FPS so I can figure out when something goes wrong. So what I'm going to have, what we're going to be seeing in the logs here is we're going to see the current mission is Warlords Maverick on server Open Warlords. The world is Altus. Current player list is X, Tyler Durden on, and it'll spit out all the players. And then we're gonna copy this again. Current FPS is current server FPS is blah. And we'll use that. So what I need, so this will give me at least some kind of concept why I'm looking at the console logs of what's going on the server. When I'm just, because I keep the console log up for Open Warlords server pretty much always on a monitor, and I mean I don't like actively look at it, but it's there in a browser tab so I can check it whenever I have a few minutes. Server FPS. Spot issues. Okay, so let's go look at the wiki and see what we can find. All players. Boom. Oh, actually, the wiki has a really great idea. So I can change this up. Current player list is blue. Top 4. West. Sweet. Okay, that part's done. Let's go look up strings real quick. I want to see if they accept like inline line breaks. Okay, I do not see anything about an inline line break here. Oh, let's look at string scripting. There is a line break command, but it requires structured text. I wonder if format works. I don't see anything. Oh, okay. Well, that was kind of fruitless. Let's do server FPS. I know there is a very easy way to get server FPS. Okay, so there is a command called monitor ID, but I think that's probably what I want to use, but I actually have no idea how to. Ah, server command. Okay. So server command monitor ID. I feel like there's probably a better way to do this though. It's gonna work a little better for server FPS. I'll tell you what, we're just going to use a server command and see if it outputs to the console. So I'm going to type out current server metrics. Get rid of it. Performance. And then I'm going to use down here server commands on okay. I forgot to actually there's 0. Anyway, just for fun, I'm going to put this other command in here too. Frankly, I don't know what they do. Ah, okay. I think I... No, this is for the dialogue branch. And I feel like there was a very easy... like, dialogue FPS command. reading, I'm speed reading through a bunch of documentation here on the wiki. Oh, this is actually I actually has interface and not server. There's a bug I need to fix in this mission. Yeah, it has interface. Oh, for now, let's just test this out. What mission is this? Stop. Okay, this is Miller Edition. All right. So let's jump in the game. What's up? And we're gonna vote for a sector. Then we're gonna jump to the RPT file, and we should see a whole bunch of stuff in the RPT file if I did this right. You know what? Let's not do this. I think I can. Yep. Yep. Right there, semicolons. I was about to load the mission up and I realized there were not semicolons. Been getting so lazy about my coding because I've been doing C# stuff and I have IntelliSense in VS Code there for C#, and it catches all these kind of silly errors for me and makes you such a lazy coder. It's really nice, but at the same time it makes you incredibly lazy.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector. Select sector.
I was trying to explain to somebody, he's a software engineer at a startup here in town. Trying to explain game dev to him, how I can't run automated tests on my code and all this other stuff. He was like, that sounds awful. Like, I don't have any like IntelliSense or Copilot to help me out. I'm like, oh. Yep, okay, so we got current mission is Warlords Redux on server. Yep, Discord is, yep. Okay, so that part works. So if this part works, it means if we go in here to the RPT files, crap, it's already 2 a.m. Bad part about looking about time stamped. Okay, so this is the sector spawning. And current server performance is nothing. Alright. There's one player on blue 401 op 4. Okay, so let's search Arma 3 server FPS and dialogue FPS. I think that's it. Maybe. Apparently, doing some quick research, they're saying that I got the command, I think, correct, but okay, so let's try something here. Okay, so it looks like I coded it correctly. Uh, it's taking way too long, server FPS. Hang on, I'm reading through a bajillion Discord comments here. Like Googling may be the better. Love literally just to have a hang on, I'm now on GitHub reading through. Oh my god. Oh, I see. He's using CBA. Okay, well that scrap that. Wow, there's really no easy way to... Alright, so let's make a minor change to this. We're going to change this to 60. Change this to 60 as well, and then we'll test it out again. So at this point, researching this problem is kind of retarded. So I'm going to go grab a new drink real quick, and then we're going to jump back into game and do some more testing, because kind of hit my limit on sanity here, so... Alright, I'm back. So let's reload this mission super fast. Actually, let's play Off-4 this time. Played Blue 4 last time.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector. Select sector.
Oh yeah, I like those markers. They're a lot easier to see.
Sector selected.
Okay. Now we go over to so let's give it 1 minute since I put it on like a 1 minute interval. Let's give it a couple seconds. No, it does not look like. Okay, it's been an entire minute. So check here. Huh, interesting. So what if I, as admin, probably spelled that wrong, but monitor. Nothing. Oh. Dumb command if it doesn't work. FPS. Let's just get a script. I'm definitely logged in as an admin right now. Yep, nothing. Oh, maybe I've been looking in the wrong place. What in the world is this file? That was huge. So I have a bunch of files in this folder which are multiplayer statistics. No idea what these files are. Let's open one. Okay, I'm guessing these things don't really provide anything of value here. No way, dude. Oh, I see. So let's just look up dialog commands. This will probably get us somewhere better. Okay. So we're gonna do dialog. So dialog FPS is what it's telling me to do here. Dialog FPS. So, okay, I'm just gonna add a whole mess load of dialogue commands and we're gonna see what happens. So we're gonna abort this mission here. And I'm just gonna see which one of these commands work and which ones don't. Dialogue format. So we're gonna say current FPS. Dia FPS. And we're just going to kind of go through and see what stuff it spits out at us. Oh, what we want are current scripts. It's okay, so we're gonna add current script numbers. Current active scripts. And we're gonna add couple more of these for all the other different types of holy crap, this might be massive. Script. We're just gonna copy and paste this in and see what happens. I don't think this command is gonna work, but yeah, let's see what. At least this way I'll have like some baseline for what I think a potential future dialogue system will look like.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next. Select sector. Sector selected.
Okay, that part is run correctly. Go look at the RPT files. 36, yep. C's for you guys. Ooh, doggy, what in the world's going on here? Okay, so it's trying to spit out all the... Right, we don't want that. Kind of useless. There's 560 scripts spawned. Right, so we'll get rid of the current active. And I'm actually going to change this to like 360 or something. Just in case it decides to start working on a dedicated server, I don't want it spamming messages every second or every minute. Okay, so if I just look at this part, okay, so that is what I want. So current mission is Warlords, Miller Edition, on server, blah blah blah. World is Altus, player list, boom. And I don't think this is going to work on a dedicated server, but we'll see. Current active script commands, and it tells me how many scripts are running. Okay. At least this way I can build up some knowledge of kind of sort of what's going on. Sweet, so let's go. So we actually learned something tonight, which is good. Got a little bit of a baseline knowledge on how to do this, and I'll be able to put this onto the server and I can watch it for a week before our next stream. And I'll have some data to come back and start working on stuff. But now I gotta push this update out to all the missions. Okay, so we're gonna copy this. And I really do at some point need to refactor that out into its own. And I forgot to update this. So next up we'll do Maverick. Open folder. Maverick. Populate sector. And let's also look at patch notes. And I also got to make sure I update my... 1 second, got to update my list of things to update. Because this is happening right now. Okay, let's go to folder. Here's a very good question. I don't know if this server... I don't know where the populate sector code is on the server. Sector spawn units, okay. Why in the world is... Oh, I see. No, I don't see. So sector spawn units is the one I'm for this one, sector spawn unit. Okay, cool. So we'll end the stream here. I'm gonna get the Open Warlords server updated with all these files on it, and we will have some more data to work on next week. And next week we can do a lot more technical stuff. Like I want to add spawn in the air to Maverick. I want to work on the fire bases for Miller Edition. Actually, let's make it up. Let's do this right now. We'll add this to our to-do list. So, planes start in the air. Okay, we're going to add that next week. Reduce cost of heli. Okay, so those are the 2 things we want to do for Maverick next week. Need to make a cleanup script for ammo. Work on Nuketown. So Nuketown, we need to adjust the destroyer a little bit, and yep, and work on spawning items only at fire bases. Yeah, so those will be the things we'll work on next week. In Warlords 2, we need to... Oh, we've got this stuff done. No, we're waiting on pull requests. That's the problem there. So, and we might try to work on Warlords to fix side chat spam. That'd be the big thing, but I gotta get a dedicated server up and running to test that one. So, cool. So we have a few things to work on next week, which will be nice. Already planned out, ready to go. So I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.